Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be all about my law school preparation. So this video is for people who have already been accepted to and decided what law school they're going to go to and they're about to start. So I'm going to be sharing with you guys all the things that I've been doing the past couple of months since I've graduated. And since I'm starting law school next month, I feel like this would be a perfect time to just share with you guys the things that I'm doing over the summer, things that I felt like are helping me, and things that I feel that are useful for other people who are in the same situation where they're about to start law school, but they don't know like what they should be doing to get themselves ready for it. Like, we did all this preparation to apply, and it's just like, okay, now we're about to start. What should I be doing? So, yeah, I just wanted to make this video, and this video is actually a collaboration video. So I'm going to be collabing with a fellow YouTuber. Her name is Kelly, and I will be linking her channel and also the link to her video in the description bar. Please check out her video as well. She's also going to be talking about what she's doing over the summer to prepare. So we're both the same year. We're both about to start. So I figured that she would be a perfect person to talk about this topic as well. So before you do anything else, please subscribe to my channel. Check out her channel as well. And I'll see you guys in the next clip. Alright, hey guys. So I made a list so I don't get too off topic. I already recorded this video and it was entirely too long. So I'm going to try to make it like 5 minutes shorter. So the goal is just to make this. I'm not even going to tell you how to go because if I don't make the goal, I don't want to disappoint myself. But anyway, so like I said, this video I'm going to be sharing with you guys all the things that I'm doing over the summer before I actually start law school to get myself prepared and just share with you guys things that I think will help you. So if you're watching this video and you've been accepted to law school, you're about to start, congratulations. Congrats are in order because this is a really difficult thing we're about to take on. So yeah, the first thing that I'm doing to prepare is buy prep books. Prep books, I'm not talking about books that are talking about the law. By prep books, I mean that books that are specifically targeted to explain what law school is like. Now that I've read the prep books, I feel like, it wasn't necessarily the best thing for me to do personally because a lot of the information that were in the books, like, yes, it went into detail about everything that you need to know, but I feel like a lot of the stuff I already knew because, I'm really excited to go to law school, so I've been, like, researching and, I've been knew I wanted to go to law school since I was a child, so, like, I've been researching and, like, figuring out how law school is for years now, so, like, a lot of the stuff that was in the book I kind of already knew, but it was some things in the book stood out, and now that I'm like, reflecting in retrospect, I realized that, it was a good read. So the books that I read and I would recommend to people who have no idea or completely clueless to how law school works, I definitely would recommend this book called One L of a Ride. It is written by a professor who's worked at plenty of different law schools, and he just basically gives the inside scoop on the different types of law students, how orientation is, case briefing, talks about professors, how to outline, it talks about law school exams, it talks about maintaining your well-being. So it just has great information about basically the life of a law student. And I feel like this is a great book for people who feel like they need like a formal prep. And I know us law students, a lot of us are type A, so we like to feel like we're in control. We like to feel like we're being proactive. So like if you're that type and you feel like you need to read something, like you need to have something in your hand, like some type of formal prep, then I would definitely recommend going out and checking out this book. I'll link it in the description bar. There's also other books out there. I was recommended this book by my LSAT tutor. She said she read it and she liked it, so I went out and bought it, and it was about $30 on Amazon. I honestly, if I had to do it over, I probably wouldn't have bought the book because, like I said, I knew a lot of the stuff that was in the book already. But if you have no idea what to do or where to start, I definitely would recommend checking out a book like that. So the other book that I bought was Getting to Maybe. Looks like this. This is a book specifically about law school exams. So as you already know, like the first year, your law school grades are the most important. So like the thing that makes up your law school grades is the one exam that you take at the end of the semester. So like it's kind of useful to know how law school exams are. I just decided to get this book. This book was actually on my school's recommended reading list for the summer, but I didn't know that until after I bought the book. So like this book is very well written about. Like there's so many reviews about this book being a great book for law students. But yeah, it's not as an easy read as the One Hell of a Ride. This is like, because it has substantial material about law courses and stuff like that. There's going to be like some examples from like different subjects. So like it's going to be pretty intense. And especially if, you know, you've never taken a law class before, an undergrad, or have no idea like, you know, what the law is, then like it could be overwhelming to read before you start. So I would probably be a little weary about buying this book, but it is a good read. So it is a good book, and it's I feel like ideally this book would be better suited for someone who's already in law school and has taken an exam already or is about to take their exams. But ideally, like, and realistically, you're not going to have time to be doing any extra reading before exams. So like I hope I retain whatever I read in this book, because there was a lot of good information in here. So the next thing that I wanted to share with you guys that I'm doing is I'm currently listening to podcasts and reading blogs. So I've been reading blogs for the past couple of weeks now. The law school community on blogs, like internet blogs, are like really, really big. Like I was surprised how many law school blogs are out there. But I'll link two of my favorite blogs down below. I honestly just researched. I googled law school blogs and like a whole bunch of pages came up, and I just started reading. And they're written by people who are not too far removed to like, they're written by students who actually wrote the blogs while they were in law school, if that makes sense. It's not like a 10-year attorney is writing about law school from 10-15 years ago. Like it's written by students who are in the moment. So like I feel like it's credible. It's written by people who go to, you know, accredited schools. So I definitely recommend checking out blogs if you want to know more about the student experience and you want more of a candid, you know, reflection versus like what a professor or like what your school is telling you this lifestyle is like. And then I'm listening to a podcast. So I was recommended this podcast from one of my fellow classmates who's starting as well. I met her at a networking event 2 weeks ago, and she recommended this podcast to me, and ever since she recommended it to me, I've been listening to them like almost every day. I really enjoy their podcast. It's written by two women that of course have a law degree, and they worked in a big law firm, and now they're doing other things. I believe they're doing the podcast, but like I forget their position titles in other companies. But basically they're just writing to crack down on the, you know, law school mysteries and the legal career mysteries. And like the episodes that I really appreciate from the podcast are the ones where they talk about the job search and how to interview and like what the law firm experience is like, because that's some things that students are just not, you know, prepared or, you know, are knowledgeable about. Because while you're in law school, all you're focused on is getting your good grades so that you can get a good job. But not a lot of attorneys, you know, have time to look back and like actually, you know, give a candid description about what their job is like, because they just honestly don't have the time to do that. So I'm really appreciative of the fact that these two women have worked in big law firms over the years, and then they share their experience about what it's like and what they feel like, you know, they need to let other people know about it. So like one thing that I really learned that stood out to me and in one of the episodes is where they were talking about the turnover rate in law firms and like how people need to be intentional in their legal careers. Because what I didn't know, I just assumed like if you get a job at a big law firm, you're gonna be staying there until you retire. But like honestly, that's not the realistic truth. Like the turnover rate in law firms is like 5 to 8 years. Like you don't see a lot of attorneys staying in a firm past like 8 years. So it's like that got me really thinking like, okay, like I need to figure out what I want to do besides being an attorney. And like a lot of people figure if you get a law degree, the only thing you could do is practice. So there's so many other things that you can do. And like I've been thinking about academia, like potentially going into becoming a professor, like teaching the law. I've been thinking about politics for a while. So like there's a lot of different things that you can do with your JD. So like that really got me, that reassured the fact that like the attorney is not the end all be all of your law degree. And the next thing that I've been doing is kind of similar to like Googling blogs and listening to podcasts, is that I've been researching areas of law that I might want to practice. It's you don't have to know what you want to do, but it's still honestly a good thing to not walk into law school completely clueless. Hopefully, by now that you have some type of idea if you want to be a litigator, if you want to be transactional, like you have some type of idea of what you want to do with your law degree. You don't want to just go into law school and have no idea, because honestly, like the job search comes quick. Like after your first semester, you're already preparing for on-campus interviews for your 2L summer. So it's like you don't want to waste time per se doing something that you don't end up wanting to do. So like I feel like you should be researching like different areas of law that might interest you, and then start thinking of like trying to like roadmap your legal career before you start law school. So like I'm not saying you have to figure out like, oh, I want to work for that firm and I want to do that, and you don't gotta be specific, but you just want to have an idea of like what would interest you. So yeah, that's what I've been doing. And then the next thing that I've been doing is that I've been reaching out and staying in communication with faculty members and classmates. So thankfully, my law school is very welcoming. So I had a few professors reach out to me, and a few students who are part of different, organizations at my school. So thankfully, my school is very welcoming in that regard. So like I didn't have to seek them out. Like they actually, came to me and emailed me and introduced themselves to me and made themselves available. So like I met with a couple of the faculty members at my school already. And like it's good to have that one-on-one with, staff of your school, so that when you walk in on the first day, like, you feel like you have like a little bit of a support system. Like you won't feel like you're walking into a building where you don't know absolutely anyone. Because like to be honest, like when you go to law school, like the only time you might see the law school is on the internet, or if you take a one-day campus visit, or if you go to the admitted students day. So like you don't really have time to like connect with the people of the school like on a one-on-one basis. So it's like you might want to take advantage of that, especially when you know what school you're going to. You might want to start making those relationships before school starts. And then I know my school has a Facebook group for the incoming students. I don't have social media, so I'm not a part of that. But I will say, if you do have social media, I do recommend, joining these groups the weeks that school starts. Start making connections with people online. Start, seeking out like who you might want to, be friends with and stuff like that. Because like law school is very competitive, but it's like better if you have like, your group of people that you can like, struggle with. So definitely recommend reaching out to classmates and faculty members if you can. The next thing is kind of the same thing, but I've been networking. So like networking basically means that like you want to start building your professional, community. And what I mean by that is that you want to start building, start making genuine connections with people who are going to help you, in your legal career, or that, people that could vouch for you and stuff like that. And I'm not trying to indicate that networking is only to get, see what people can do for you type thing, but you do want to start having a professional network of people in all different areas of the legal career, from professors to students to alumni to employers. Like you want to start, seeking those connections out, because you will need them, soon. So what I've done, to give you guys a precise list, is the first thing I've done is made a LinkedIn. So LinkedIn is a, website for professionals, and basically you make connections with employers. You can apply to jobs. You can see it's just like it's like a Facebook but for your professional career. So like you can connect with other people and stuff like that. So I made a LinkedIn. My undergraduate institution was like really, trying to push the LinkedIn thing on us junior year, but I just never got around to it. But I decided like, it would be a good time now, while I have the time, to make a LinkedIn, because if you wait until, it's time to submit your applications, or it's time for OCIs or stuff like that, you might be busy with other stuff. Like you might be busy with schoolwork. So like if you can get something like that out of the way, start adding people on there that you might know. Start adding your classmates and stuff like that. Like, get stuff like that out of the way before you start school. So I made a LinkedIn. Also, if your school has like events over the summer, like before school starts, my school has like a summer tour. So basically, they have alumni events in cities all around our, like the major cities all around our school, like Indianapolis, Chicago, St. Louis. So like all the major metropolitan areas around my school. They stop there for a day, and like they get all the alumni together and the students together from that area, and just have a good time. And that's a way that you can start informally networking with people. And that's where I met some of my incoming classmates. So like, if your school's having events, start going, start networking, start getting your feet wet in what the networking scene is all about. And then the very last thing that I've been doing is building my wardrobe. So when you're going into law school, you're basically preparing to become a lawyer. And as a lawyer, you honestly have to look the part. Like, yes, things are becoming more progressive, but like at the end of the day, you still need to have a suit for an interview. You still need to have a suit for, mock trial. You still need to have a suit for, different events. So like, you don't want that, if you can get that out of the way before you start school, that's one less thing to worry about if an interview comes up or if you got a presentation or something like that. So I wish I, thought of this sooner so that I could have budgeted for it. But when my school sent out an email like last month, basically outlining what we're going to be doing for orientation, they said that the first day is professional wear and we had to wear a suit. And then it dawned on me like, yo, I really don't have like a suit. Like, I have like some professional pieces. Like, I have a couple of blazers, a couple of button-ups, a couple of dress pants, but I don't have like one black suit. I don't have like a navy suit. Like, you want to have certain staples in your closet. So I'm not going to go too in depth about what you should have, but just start thinking realistically about your wardrobe. Like, in undergrad, it didn't matter what you wore to class, but like, honestly, are you going to show up to your law school class with your crop top on? Probably not. So I know for me personally, like, my wardrobe is very casual and trendy and stylish, and honestly, that's the law school and the legal field, like, they're not very open to you being very stylish. You got to be more conservative. You got to have more conservative colors, and I like wearing bold, flashy colors. So yeah, like, I just basically had to start going through my wardrobe, seeing what I don't need anymore, and just start going out and start buying things that I'm gonna need, like suits and heels and professional wear, business casual wear. Just start buying more adult clothes. So yeah, that's the last thing. So I hope this was helpful. And of course, if you have any suggestions or if you have any questions or comments or anything like that, leave them down in the comment section below. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I hope to see you guys in my next video. And I definitely will be documenting my law school journey as much as I possibly can. Ideally, I would love to be able to vlog, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that. But yeah, I will definitely be continuing to document my law school journey, so you definitely want to be in the know about that. So subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next video.